Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research, and this is your morning market update for Thursday, November 10th. Stocks on Wall Street are making up some of the ground they lost yesterday, following some positive news on the labor market and international trade. The number of Americans filing first-time claims for unemployment benefits fell to 390,000 last week. That was a drop of 10,000 from the upwardly revised reading of the previous week, and the lowest level in 7 months. The 4-week average of jobless claims, a more accurate gauge of employment trends, also fell to 400,000 even, its lowest reading since April. Separately, the U.S. trade deficit narrowed by 4% in September, a much bigger contraction than economists expected. The gap of $43.1 billion is the lowest it's been since last December. The decline was due to a 1.4% increase in exports to a new record, combined with a continued stagnation in imports. Meanwhile, import prices tumbled unexpectedly as the cost of natural gas, copper, fruit, and other items fell in September. The contraction in the overall trade deficit may give a boost to third-quarter gross domestic product. However, we did get some negative news on the housing market. RealtyTrac reported that foreclosure activity rose 7% last month compared with September. The increase came as lenders cleared up delays in processing. We're also seeing some troubling signs about the health of the global economy. China's trade surplus widened last month, but at a much slower pace than economists expected. The report indicates that demand from the once robust economies of Northeast Asia and Canada now seem to be flagging, to match the slowdown in the United States and Europe. Speaking of Europe, investors there are growing more optimistic, thanks to news of political movement in the two countries in the most imminent danger from the sovereign debt crisis. Lucas Papadimos, the former vice president of the European Central Bank, was named the new prime minister of Greece. And Italy's president named Mario Monti senator for life, possibly paving the way for him to take over the leadership role from Silvio Berlusconi. Unconfirmed reports say that the prime minister could step down by Sunday, and that's helping to ease borrowing costs in Italy. The yield on the benchmark 10-year government bond is now dipping below 7%. As interest rates in Italy fall, they're rising here in the U.S. The yield on the 10-year Treasury is rising back above 2% as investors shift toward riskier assets. That trend is also hurting gold this morning. It's dropping to around $1,770 an ounce. Meanwhile, the euro is regaining some of the ground it lost to the U.S. dollar, now trading back above 136. And the dollar's relative weakness is helping most commodities, especially crude oil. It's jumping well above the $97 a barrel mark. On the corporate front, shares of Cisco Systems are surging more than 5%. Quarterly profit at the networking equipment maker dipped slightly, matching estimates. But Cisco said its results in the current quarter will be better than analyst predictions. Another big stock winner this morning is Kohl's, up nearly 4%. Profit at the department store chain rose 20% on continued sales growth and improved margins. Kohl's credited the improvement on its focus on private and exclusive brands. Meanwhile, Viacom reported a sharp increase in fiscal fourth-quarter earnings, helped by solid performances by its film and television network units. Viacom also lifted the amount of money authorized for stock buybacks from $4 billion to $10 billion. And finally, keep an eye on Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. It's tumbling more than 30% after quarterly sales fell well short of expectations. That's the latest from Weiss Research. Have a great trading day.